Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to the predictions and breakdowns. Today we're taking a look at UFC Fight Night, Josh Emmett versus Lerone Murphy, which is taking place on April the 5th, 2025, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to take a look at the prelims and the main event, starting with the early prelims, just taking a look at the entire card and breaking it down. Let's get right into it. Starting with the first prelim opener of Lumalookbunmi versus Estela Nunes. Also, how you guys doing? You guys having a nice Tuesday? There we go. We're going to go with Lumalookbunmi. She hasn't fought in a little while. I do wish this girl was a little bit more active. She's probably one of the more entertaining fighters at 115. Even though she is a big decision girl, she does throw some really nice combinations, and it's really enjoyable to watch. But to be honest, she's fighting Estela Nunes, a girl who hasn't won in 3.5 years. More likely than not going to win this fight. She does have some decent reach advantage against Lumalookbunmi. Luma is basically the shortest fighter inside the UFC, but I do believe that she will be able to get it done. I just think Estela Nunes has taken too much damage throughout her career, and Luma throws some pretty heavy shots that she might actually be able to get a finish here, one of the few finishes of her career. It just seems like Estela Nunes isn't really there anymore. She really hasn't been improving. You know, she lost to Angela Lee, not KGB, different girl, girl in one, and she's not even really that good if you go and watch that fight back. It just seems like throughout her career she's had some big opportunities to get through, like Sam Hughes, Yasmin Yargui. Yeah, we're just not moving at all, and Estela Nunes, you know, had an injury 2 years ago that put her out against Victoria Dukova. And I'm guessing this is just the last fight on her contract. They're trying to get her out, and Lumalookbunmi will look to finish that on Saturday night. And yeah, probably by decision, but I'm hoping by KO. Next on prelims, Vanessa Demopoulos versus Talita Alankar. Now, I think Talita Alankar is absolutely god-awful. I think she's just a jiu-jitsu player inside the UFC that's going to get pieced up. And I think Vanessa Demopoulos is the perfect girl to do it to her. I think Vanessa Demopoulos is one of those girls that's always game. Against Jacqueline Amorim, a little bit unfortunate. She was doing decently well in the exchanges on the ground. Jacqueline Amorim hooking the glove and gaining a submission opportunity on Vanessa Demopoulos. Demopoulos wasn't really defending it. She was more or less just bitching about the call. She should have been defending the armbar rather than bitching to the ref. Fair. But I did think it was a little bit of a cheat. And I think in this position, Vanessa Demopoulos has just shown that she's really good on the ground. She's got really, really good just all around mixed martial arts. And I think with Talita Alankar, she's a little bit slow on the feet. I think when it comes down to it in the later stages of the fight, her striking is just lackluster, if anything at all. She robbed Rayani Admanda of a split decision win, in my opinion. I thought Rayani Amanda won that fight. She lost against Tiffany Luciano inside the Contender Series, in my opinion. She fought her again, lost again. You know what it is. She just doesn't look like she should be inside the UFC. She looks like an LFA or a one girl, just like one of those jiu-jitsu players that doesn't really have anything to get girls down. And when you fight a girl like Vanessa Demopoulos, she's not going to just let you take her down. She's going to be working for it the whole time. Good luck taking her down. I got Vanessa Demopoulos easy. We're going to go on next in the prelims, Victor Henry versus Pedro Falco. And we're going with Victor Henry. Just a little bit more in the tank for Victor. I think he's fought better guys. Hani Barcelos, Tony Gravely, Hani Yaya. You know, these are guys that are a little bit more vetted, a little bit longer inside the UFC, and probably a little bit easier of a win. But, you know, he did have a competitive fight against Charles Jourdain until the guillotine. Pedro Falco literally has lost to Victor Hugo. Like, he hasn't really beat anyone. James Barnes, he got a stoppage on the Contender Series, but James Barnes kind of just gave up in the end. He was just kind of just tired. These guys in Contender Series kind of blow their load, trying to get a finish, trying to get that UFC contract, and Pedro Falco was able to finish finding the finish late in the fight. You know, he didn't even get signed from it. He had to wait 3 years for his opportunity, lost his opportunity. Now he's fighting Victor Henry. I'm going to go with Victor Henry. Maybe Pedro Falco comes out. He doesn't really have anything to lose. It's hard to bet against a guy that has nothing to lose and everything to gain, and that's Pedro Falco in this situation. But I think Victor Henry here is going to get another win on his record. I think it just seems like an easy matchup for him. It seems like a guy that doesn't really know too much about the game, to be honest. He seems like a guy that's just kind of just existing around Brazil and getting that lucky Victor Hugo fight. I mean, I thought he lost pretty clear. I thought Victor Hugo beat the shit out of him, and I'm pretty sure it opened up a lot of holes for Henry to watch inside that tape, because the knees are there, and Victor's one of those guys that loves to knee clinch work. I think Falco's going down. Got Victor Henry all day. We're going next on the prelims, Reese McKee versus Daniel Frunze. Now, Daniel Frunze did get a stoppage over Vadim Kutsi inside Contender Series. Kutsi kind of gassed inside the later stage of round 2. Was shooting takedowns, just unable to get them. He was trying to just force something just because Daniel was beating the shit out of him. He was hitting him with really good combos. Daniel was getting taken down but getting back up. Kind of exhausting Vadim. And Daniel didn't really... Like, he didn't stop. Like, he was tired. He was gassed. He's one of those guys that has only KOs in his career. He has 1 decision victory, and I believe that was the first win of his career. And this guy just wants to fight. He just wants to brawl. And Rhys McKee is probably going out, unfortunately. But, excuse me, there is a saving grace for him. Rhys McKee does have 5 inches of reach over him. Daniel Frunze, you know... very exposed in the grappling. If he gets against a guy that's just going to be able to keep him there the whole round with, you know, a good half guard or something and just kind of force Daniel on his back or force side control or something, I think Daniel's fucked because he can get up, but kind of like Vadim was letting him up. I think Vadim thought he could strike with him. You know, he's a big finisher. He thought he could set something up. He wasn't really able to set anything up. Daniel just kind of just ran at him and didn't really stop. I think here Rhys McKee is more vetted. He has more knowledge. He's been inside the game longer. Around Cage Warriors, 2 stints into the UFC. I do think he isn't UFC material, but I think against Daniel Frunze, he might be able to get it done if he utilizes the grappling. But the problem is with McKee, he just wants to strike all the time. And Daniel Frunze, if he strikes, he's putting you out. So I'm going to go with Daniel Frunze just because I think Rhys isn't going to grapple like he should, and I think he's going to get a little bit cocky, especially as a longer guy. He's going to try and strike with him, and Daniel's just going to come in the inside with an overhand and drop him. If Rhys grapples, look to see a decision for Rhys, but if not, you know how it's going to go. Next on the prelims, Diony Barboza versus Diany Belbita. We're going with Diony Barboza. Barboza, a very, very good jiu-jitsu player, very good in the submissions. Her armbar is half decent. She got it on Rain Guerrero, and that kind of leads into the point that Diana Belbita got submitted by Molly McCann via armbar. If you're getting submitted via Molly McCann armbar, Molly McCann has some of the worst jiu-jitsu I've ever seen in my fucking life. She's getting submitted by Leona Jujua. She's getting submitted by Ariana Lipsky via armbar. The armbar is clearly the problem Diany has, and Barboza is going to fucking exploit it. There's nothing that Diany's going to be able to do. She's fighting out of Stony Creek, Ontario, Canada. I really do wish these Canadian girls would actually fucking pick it up. She's from Romania, fighting out of Canada, near me, and no, every single person that fights in Ontario fights like shit. I don't understand why, but I'm expecting Diany. You know what? Diana. It's not Diany. I don't know. Diony. Diana. I don't know what's going on. I'm saying so many different names right now. Diana is going to get fucked up. She's going to get submitted inside the first round. Official prediction. Diony's good. She's just too good on the ground. And even if we're striking, what is Belbita going to do? She doesn't have any knockout potential. Like, she has no knockout power. She has 50% of her wins by knockout, except all of them come against fucking grandmas. Like, nobody's. Like 0-2. Oh yeah, 0-2. Fucking 3-2. Yeah, you're beating up people that they've dragged out. 0-4. Like, you're beating up people off the street, bro. Get the hell out of here. Diony Barboza by armbar, easy. Next on the prelims, Davey Grant versus Daniel Santos. Daniel Santos is really good young. I wouldn't say prospect, but a good fighter. Was able to KO John Castaneda. That's a rare occurrence. I mean, he was beating the shit out of that poor guy. He ripped to the body really, really well, was mixing it up. John just had his hands down because he didn't know. Like, he was beat up. He was beat up so bad. He was just trying to move and survive the rest of the round. And Daniel just holds his head in tie clinch, throws a knee, drops him. It's over. I mean, Daniel looked really fucking solid inside that fight. Looked like nothing was going to take him out. Looked like everything was going his way. He was able to beat up Johnny Munoz Jr., who's a half-decent submission artist. It just kind of seems like Davey Grant is on a roll right now. Arguably, in my opinion, 4 in a row. Luis Smolka, Rafael Ascenso. I thought he defeated Daniel Marcos, in my opinion. Ramon Taveras, another good prospect, young kid coming up. You know, fuck. More realistically, I should be picking Daniel Santos here. Probably a little bit faster. Probably a little bit more on the ball than Davey Grant. But Davey's so good with the kicks, and he's so good with the kickboxing, and he's just so good at neutralizing everything that the opponent has to offer that I think, truthfully, that Davey Grant's just going to sit here and just kind of abuse him. I think he's going to be able to abuse him until that second half of the second round where Davies' age starts to kick in. Like, Davies 39 years of age, man. He's at 135. Like, it's kind of hard to make the weight. He's weighing at 136 trying to save that extra pound. He's never going to make championship weight at 135. It's not possible. He doesn't have the body type anymore. His body's just fucking not healthy anymore. Well, for fighting. I'm not saying he's not healthy. I'm just saying for cutting weight like that. For 40 pounds, bro, it's kind of insane. Anyway, like, yeah, we're going to take Davey Grant, I think. I want to pick Daniel Santos, but I need a little bit more than just a John Castaneda knee, especially when Castaneda is having a problem with people like Daniel Marcos. He can't even take him down. He can't fucking overwhelm him whatsoever. He's, like, if Daniel Santos is able to take you out, I guess we're going to have to see what Davey Grant does. I'm going to go Davey Grant via decision. I think the leg kicks are really going to be a big problem for Daniel Santos, though, and I guess we're going to see on Saturday night. Next on the prelims, the top of the prelims, Luis Gurul versus Ode Osborne. Gurul's the guy who took out Nick Piccanini inside the Contender Series split decision. I thought Nick lost that fight for sure. Nick also had another split decision against Jack Duffy. I thought he lost that fight too. Nick just kind of a guy that gasses out at the end of the fight after he grapples forever. With this fight, Luis is good. Like, he actually is good. He's got good hands, good pressure. Ode Osborne's long, though. Really, 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 really long. I'm not really sure. He also dropped Hernando Rodriguez in their last fight. Still got really good power, but the grappling is a problem for him. But Luis, I'm probably not going to grapple here. Ode Osborne and him probably going to have a stand-up war, and I think I'm going to go with on the side of Ode Osborne. He's just longer, got really good kickboxing. I think the power is on the side of Ode Osborne. I think Luis is a good, like a decent fighter, but I think when it really comes down to it, the experience of Ode Osborne, the ability to knock out those high-level guys, I think the power really is on the favor of Ode Osborne. Osborne does kind of get clipped a little too often. He is a little bit too wild in some exchanges, but I think against Gurul, I think he can get it done. I don't think Gurul's been tested like that. I think this is going to be his hardest fight of his life, and I think with Ode Osborne, like, dude... Also, I'm sorry I'm yawning so much. We're a little bit late to make this video, okay? And we're having a bad week. Just fine. Deal with it, okay? Ode Osborne, longer, more experienced. Luis, he's just... Nick Piccanini is your best fight? Like, fuck, man. Or Piccanini, whatever. He was a Fury FC guy, just kind of rolling around in there, not really fighting high-level guys. I'd love to see if he can even handle with some high-level UFC guys. And Ode Osborne's pretty high-level. I guess we'll see. But I'm going to go with Ode Osborne. And if he's underdog, ooh-wee, we're going to be betting some of that. Next, to start off the main card, Robert Valentin versus Torres Finney. We're going to go with Torres Finney by knockout. It just seems like Robert Valentin doesn't have it. He's one of those guys that's just, he tries to force takedowns. He tries to force, like, anything he can, and if he gets negated, he kind of gives up. And Ryan Loder was able to negate everything Robert was doing. He was able to get on top himself and just beat the shit out of Robert. And I think with Torres Finney is good everywhere. He's got a submission inside the Contender Series. He's got a decision inside the Contender Series. He's got a ground and pound inside the Contender Series. This guy's good everywhere. He worked so hard for this contract. It'd be baffling if he loses it here. He is 5'8" at 185. He is one of the shortest middleweights inside UFC history. Well, I guess if you look back at older middleweights, they were a lot smaller. But, you know, compared to modern UFC, he's one of the smallest. Good reach, very good power, very good grappling. And I think Torres Finney's just going to maul Valentin. Valentin is just one of those guys that looks scary. He's got nice tattoos. You think he's going to do a whole lot, and then you watch the Ryan Loder fight, and you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, what did I just watch? What did I just experience? I don't understand what I just experienced. Yeah, neither do I, honestly. I thought I just watched a piece of dog shit, and yeah, I did. I think that was for, like, the Road to UFC or something. Yeah, it was. It was the Ultimate Fighter thing, and he got wrecked. He got wrecked inside 2 rounds. Well, it is what it is for that guy, but I got Torres Finney, the Punisher, by finish. I think he's going to get Valentin out of there, and I think Valentin is going to get outside of the UFC after that one. Next on the main card, Gerald GM3 Mearshart versus Brad Tavares. I think he's going to give Brad Tavares his first submission. loss of his career. Plus 195 is crazy for GM3. GM3 looks half decent. He was eating some really decent shots against Edmund Shabazian. He did have a intense grappling match with Renier de Ritter. Got de Ritter close to getting submitted a couple times. Did submit Brian Barberena for his retirement, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he did. It just seems like Gerald is half decent on the feet to where he can hang, and then whenever he sees you make a missed opportunity and hurt him while you make that missed opportunity, he runs in for it. Like, if you're throwing hands at him and he's covering up and he sees that you make a mistake, he's taking you down. And with Brad Tavares, his most recent win and only win in the last 5 years or 4 years, realistically, being Chris Weidman, it's a little bit pathetic. Like, honestly, it's a little bit pathetic. Sorry, I just had to close that off. And Omari Akhmedov, not really that high-level PFL guy that's kind of getting beat up right now. Yeah, it's just a lot of the wins in Brad Tavares' background, in hindsight, look like shit. So I'm going to go with GM3 all the way. They are basically the same day. They're literally 3 days apart in terms of age. And I think with GM3 having fucking... What, isn't it less knockouts too? Brad's been knocked out, what, 4 times? 5 times? Gerald's been knocked out 4 times. That's kind of insane. Brad has 20 less fights, and he's been knocked out 1 more time than GM3. Yeah, we're going to go with GM3 all the way. Less brain damage wins fights. Next on the main card, Kennedy and Jetsku versus Martin. By the way, GM3 does look really slow when he fights, so he probably doesn't have a lot of brain damage, but, you know, it is what it is. Kennedy and Jetsku versus Martin Boudet. We're going to go with Kennedy and Jetsku. Looked like one of the most impressive heavyweights I've seen in a long time. Just fast. Really, really fast. Those hands are wicked. The power really, really fucking hangs with him. Martin Boudet is really good, though. He is one of those kind of older heavyweights that kind of is just hanging around the UFC, kind of waiting to get fucking kicked out. And he kind of is just a can killer. He's fought Barnett, Bresky, Collier, Parisian, Arlovsky, just absolute cans. They're all older, they're all cans. Now, Kennedy and Jetsku, he's got some power behind him. And I don't think Martin Boudet's going to be able to stand with him. I think at 265... Bro, when it comes to the 3rd round, and Kennedy and Jetsku still got some fucking gas in him, and Martin Boudet can't move anymore because he's just fat and overweight, and fucking his legs are beat up, and Kennedy's fucking teeped him, and punched him, and rocked him. I see Martin Boudet going out in under 2.5. I think Kennedy and Jetsku's going to get it done quick. I think he's just too fast, bro, especially at heavyweight, bro. This guy looks ridiculous at heavyweight. He looks crazy, crazy good. Very impressive. I'd love to see him fight, you know, some better opposition at heavyweight, especially because it's so shallow. I guess this is just like a tune-up fight for him before he gets into the top 15, but fuck, man, give him someone else. Martin, this is probably just a retire Martin Boudet getting the fuck out of here, but I guess we'll see. Martin Boudet, I don't even know if they're going to get rid of him. It's so shallow at heavyweight, bro. Who are you going to keep? Like, who do they even have? Like, I don't even know who is this? He's not even inside the UFC, dude. Half of these guys aren't even inside the UFC. Jairzinho, Dennis Golotkov. He's not even inside the UFC. He's a PFL guy, yeah. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, we're going to move on. Next on the main card, again, Kenny and Jessica by knockout. That's the pick. Next on the main card, Cortavius Romeus versus Chang Ho Lee. I'm not picking a road to UFC guy. It's just not happening. I can't do it, especially because he has some bad losses. Sim Kang Song, like, this guy's fucking not great. He's not that great. I want to go with Cortavius Romeus. Or Romeus, whatever the fuck you want to say. Just a good submission guy, really good aggressive grappler. Does have, you know, really shitty. You know what? I might actually switch to Chang Ho Lee. I don't know. Cortavius put a bad taste in my mouth with that Gaston Bolaños fight. Just gassed out super quick. Didn't look good. Really didn't look good, honestly. Like, really looked bad. Lost to Ramon Tavares via knockout. I'm gonna fuck. Okay. Usually I pick Swift and I lose. We're just going to stick with Cortavius. I can't, because Chang Ho Lee bothers me too. He has some holes in his game, man. He almost lost to Long Zhao. He has some big fucking holes in this game. Yeah, we're going to go with Cortavius Romeus. I think the grappling approach... do I do it? We're going to switch. Chang Ho Lee. We're going to go with Chang Ho Lee by decision. Yeah, I can't. Cortavius Romeus put a bad taste in my mouth. Never mind. I think Chang is just going to fucking stop the takedowns. I was thinking about it. I was thinking that maybe Cortavius is going to be able to get a take. Dude, he's just so short. He's going to have to get in so deep to get a takedown. Chang's just going to be able to have it. As long as he has a wide base and keeps himself, like, moving, I don't think Cortavia's going to grab him. Especially with that Gaston fight, bro. Like, again, that Gaston fight's put such a bad taste in my mouth. I was so hyped on Cortavius, bro, and then he had that bad loss. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Even the Ramon Tavares knockout, it's like, what the hell? Chang Ho Lee's got some hands, too, bro. Singh got put out. Ah, shit. Yeah, we're gonna go with Lee. Don't be surprised if Romeus gets knocked out here. Like, he looks chinny, he looks small, he looks like a dude that shouldn't even really be inside the UFC. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens, but don't, like, this fight is just, don't bet on this fight. This is just too ridiculous. This is just too close. I don't know. This is wild. Oh, excuse me. Next, the main card, the co-main event of the evening, Jordanson Brito versus Pat Sabatini. I'm going with Brito by decision or knockout, but don't be, again, Pat Sabatini got rocked really fucking bad by, who was it here? Who was it? Who was it? Jamal Emmers, that's who it was. He got basically knocked out by Jamal Emmers and then grabbed a leg, pulled on it, got the heel hook, started ripping on it. Jamal's like, fuck it, I'll rip on a toe hold. Bro, why? It's just pain. He's not going to tap. Pat just starts ripping on the leg and blows his fucking leg out. Okay, good for you. That worries me a little bit because if Pat grabs a hold of Brito, it's over. And Brito has a loss via submission. And it was early in his career, and I'm not sure what submission it was. I think it was a rear naked choke. I'm not sure. Pat's good on the ground, man. And if we get into a scramble on the ground, Pat can reverse any situation. So if Brito stays on his feet, knocks him down, gets back up, and gets away, I can see him winning this fight. If he forces shit and he just runs at Pat and he gets overconfident and he thinks he can ground and pound him and stuff, you might have a problem with Pat. Pat's just going to grab whatever he can grab and just start trying to get it. That's just how it works. He'll work anything. He'll grab a triangle, grab an arm bar, he'll grab like anything. Fucking Ezekiel from the bottom. I don't know. Maybe he gets that. I don't know. I don't know if he's practiced it. That'd be insane. But at 145, bro, anything can happen. These guys are quick and powerful. I do think Brito gets it done, though. I think his power's a lot. He causes a lot of cuts on guys. He just kind of beats the shit out of dudes, kind of forces a lot of aggression, forces a lot of finishes, forces a lot of action, and I think Brito here against Pat Sabatini is going to be able to knock him out probably inside the second round. Just kind of force him up against the cage and maybe get Pat thinking about takedowns and just throwing some knees in there and tagging Pat Sabatini on the way in. I could definitely see Brito taking him out that way. We're going to move on to the main event of the evening now. This one is quite interesting. I do like this one quite a lot. If you guys did enjoy this so far, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you have not already. I'm going to go with the side of Josh Emmett. Reason being, Lerone Murphy did get tagged in his last two fights. He did fight Edson Barboza, got tagged pretty well. And then he fought Dan Ige and got dropped inside the first round. And Dan proceeded to take him down and beat the shit out of him for the rest of the round. Well, that's a bad look, especially with Dan Ige, who's always on short notice, who's always in camp, always looking good. I mean, it's not a bad look. But when you're fighting Josh Emmett, bro, and Josh Emmett is KOing guys and putting them in, like, seizing fits, that's a fucking problem, bro. And Lerone Murphy's a real guy that can get hit. He's a real guy that can get hit with overhands. He's very open to it. Lerone just leaves himself open too much, kind of steps in with his right hand down a lot. And Josh Emmett is he's going to see that in tape. He's going to see it, he's going to line it up, and he's going to do exactly what he did to Bryce Mitchell. He's going to find the perfect shot when Lerone steps in, and he's going to throw everything he has into it. And if he gets it, it's over. It's literally over. There's nothing you can do. Josh Emmett has that type of power. He has 37% of his wins by knockout. It's only 7. This dude has 7 knockouts out of 19 wins, yet he is the most ridiculous power inside the featherweight division that you've ever seen in your entire life. You should be scared of this guy. Lerone should be scared. He should be working very, very hard to avoid any conflict on the feet. We should be going to the ground in this fight. Lerone is a majority boxing guy. Don't box with Emmett. Don't. The only guy I've seen get fucking high success with the boxing is Ilya. That's it. And if you're not working with Ilya Lerone, get the hell away from that boy. You do not want to be messing with Josh Emmett. You don't want to be touching any of that, bro. Stay away. I got Josh Emmett, though, for the main event of the evening, especially as a plus 200 underdog. Give me that all day. The KO prop, I'm sure, is going to be like plus 450, plus 500. Getting sprinkled on that, too. It's 5 rounds, dude. You have 5 rounds of Josh Emmett in your face. Good luck. Good luck. I want to see Lerone Murphy even make it 4. We'll see. That's all I got for you guys this evening. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you guys have not already. I will see you guys all tomorrow for the best bets. That is Wednesday. Again, I'm going to be trying kicking up this fucking YouTube. I'm going to be trying kicking up some quality content that you guys can actually enjoy, some stuff that you guys actually want to watch, that you can sit down and enjoy in your lunch break. 4 to 5 minute videos just of what's going on inside the UFC this week, the recaps, maybe some reactions. I'm gonna start working on it. I've been fucking slacking off. I did do a couple edits a long time ago. They did do quite well. They did get a couple hundred views. I should be doing that. I really should be. I think I should increase the quality of my product, and I think if I want to get somewhere with it, I think I got to do a little bit better, and I think that's what we're going to do. That's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoy. I'll talk to you guys all later. Let me know in the comments down below who you guys got for this week. I'll talk to you guys all later. Peace.